sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama.
Matchups this second round of the playoffs. Dalawang kupunan ang magpapatibayan ng samahan. Pero ang tanong, patuloy kayang magiging magiting ang Parañaque Patriots in front of their opponent's home court? Or will the Quezon Huskers once again prove that they are indeed the kings of this court? Mga kaliga, time to buckle up dahil ito ang Southern Division Semifinals ng inyong Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
The top seeds of the South Division are moving on to the next round.
You played the right way regardless kung ano yung sitwasyon. So, nag-deliver sila, nag-respond sila.
No look pass, Santagon! Nalibre si Banal sa ilalim. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Abundo, a dominant showing para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
It's the maturity of this guy. It's this team, talaga alam naman natin, playing beautiful basketball together.
Counter, John Aduba, one guy to beat, and he will score. Nazon pulling up and scoring. This is his moment. Joseph attacks. Gabayni will miss, and that's gonna do it. Parañaque will advance to round number 2.
grateful na meron akong ganyang soldiers, meron akong ganyang player. At higit sa lahat, pinanalo kami ng coach ko doon sa taas. Saya ko lang, talagang ayun na yung way ko ng magpapasalamat sa kanila. Kasi sobrang sarap paglaro ng basketball pag sila yung kasama. Grabe yung hirap na pinagdaanan namin all through na season. Talagang ayun yung pinangugutan namin ng lakas sa bawat isa sa amin. Lagi kami nag-uusap araw-araw na walang bibitaw, kung ano man meron kami, maging masaya kami.
Mula sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao at sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, as we come back to you live from the Quezon Convention Center, the home of the #1 seeded Quezon Huskers in the South Division, as they take on Philip Manalang, who was outstanding with 13 rebounds and 9 assists in their Game 3 victory inside the Mayor Vitaliano Diagan Coliseum against the former team of 𝗦𝗢𝗓𝗏, who, by the way, will look to bounce back after having his first scoreless output in game number 2 versus Negros, representing the Quezon Huskers. It is defy and conquer for Quezon and Parañaque as we proceed to their very own game number 1 in round number 2 of the South Division playoffs. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is 𝗦𝗢𝗨𝗧𝗛 at your service, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Endicio. A while ago, we were able to see such a passionate video of the Parañaque Patriots crying as they got that Game 3 victory versus Zamboanga. But Coach Mike, how dangerous are they entering round number 2?
I'm going to tell you right now, the Parañaque Patriots, this is not just a basketball team. This is a family. This is family built on togetherness. And you see that on the floor. With the amount of challenges that they went through going up against Zamboanga, include that back and forth plane ride, this surely is a team that's on a mission right now, and you wouldn't want to be going up against a team that's really close.
That's why, even though they're the number 5 seed coming in as underdogs versus the Quezon Huskers, a lot of people have already said that Quezon will have their backs against the wall here in this series.
Yeah, and I agree. And right now, it's South Cotabato already winning one, another lower seeded team getting the first win. And I think that's the same aim right now para dito sa Patriots, do the same. But then again, you're playing in the home court of the Quezon Huskers, and it's going to be tough as the crowd is going to be surely backing up the Huskers.
Well, Quezon is 4-1 here inside the Quezon Convention Center. In their previous outing, defending their home court, it was their biggest win against the Negros Moscovados. But in their last meeting versus Parañaque, it actually happened inside the Olivares gym.
And that win actually triggered them on a 6-0 run to start the season. Speaking of the Huskers, samantala yung Parañaque naman, that loss only was their second loss in 8 games. You know, Parañaque really got out-hustled defensively on the glass. In the passing lanes, in the interior rim protection, steals versus blocks, it's clearly an advantage para dito sa Quezon. But the team that controls the glass will most likely control this game, which Quezon did. +5 on offense rebound, +10 second chance points, +9 in fast break points, +18 in points in the paint. And one stat though, para dito sa Parañaque, they only got 2 points in fast break points. So that's one thing that Parañaque might want to look at in this game.
It's a good thing though that you reminded everybody that that game happened at the start of the season, which meant that they were still marquee for the Parañaque Patriots. And even then, 𝗦𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏 wasn't present in the regular season matchup versus the Patriots. Good thing is he is present for tonight as he teams up with the rest of the Huskers, trying to counter the production of Jello Razon, who will be a part of our player matchup as he goes up against LJ Gonzalez.
These are two different players actually. Primarily a scorer, itong si Jello Razon, and samantalang ito si LJ Gonzalez, primarily a facilitator, but both, mind you, are rebounders, they're dishers off the ball, and they're playing the passing lanes. That's why in steals, rebounds, and assists, almost very similar. It's really the point production between these two as more scoring opportunities are expected for Jello Razon.
We do have to remind everybody that LJ Gonzalez hasn't been 100% all season long because of his foot. Now it's a different type of injury, as it is a Charlie horse injury for LJ Gonzalez. He actually has a bruised left thigh. And so, let's see if he can actually perform in huge minutes today versus Parañaque. These two players are now joining Andrea Endicio.
That is right, Migs. At Jello, na pag-usapan natin kanina that oftentimes emotions could get in the way sa isang laro. Pero in your previous game, puso ang nagpapanalo sa inyo. Ngayong gabi, ano sa tingin mo ang magpapapanalo sa inyong kupunan?
Siguro, ayun pa rin. Lalagyan pa rin namin ng puso yung game. And yung kagustuhan naming manalo ng bawat isa sa amin. Ay.
Napakaganda. Thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kanan. And LJ, ikaw ang tinatawag na Mr. Clutch ng Quezon Huskers. Pero nabanggit mo nga sa akin na lahat ng iyong ginagawa inside the court, pinaghahandaan mo. Masasabi mo ba na handang-handa kang tapatan ang Parañaque Patriots ngayong gabi?
Unang-una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat ako sa mga Quezon and sa mga boss namin. Nagpapasalamat din ako kay God dahil nakarating kami dito sa semis. And yun nga, inabanggit ko kanina sa iyo, hindi ko naman magagawa yung mga ganung sitwasyon kung di dahil sa lagi akong nag-extra work. Kasi since high school, yun yung sinabi ng coach ko sa akin na kailangan mo mag-extra kung gusto mong gumaling.
At dahil punong-puno nga tayo dito sa Quezon Convention Center, meron ka pa bang gustong sabihin sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Quezon Huskers?
Maraming salamat sa inyo, taga Quezon, and sana supportahan nyo kami hanggang dulo, hanggang matapos tong season, and maraming salamat sa mga boss namin.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team as well, mga kaliga. This is Game 1 of the Southern Division Semifinals between the Parañaque Patriots and the Quezon Huskers. Richard Dampos, take it away.
The battle rages on tonight as Parañaque Patriots takes on Quezon Huskers. Game 1 of the best of 3 semifinals at the Quezon Convention Center. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme and MPBL 𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗜𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗡 ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Introducing our starters. Let's begin with Parañaque Patriots. Forward number 42, Lian Martel. Guard number 18, Philip Manalang. And forward number 10, Josh Galliano. Starting at guard number 9, Chelo Razon. Playing center number 7, Kristan Big Boy Hernandez. The head coach is Mike Sagigit. Assistant coaches Stephen Bopera, Philip de la Cruz, Albert Gara, Lito Aguilar, Syke Miguelino, and Olan Santos. Assistant team managers Joel Mendoza and Parañaque City Honorable Councilor Marvin Santos. The team manager Jamal Vizcara. Team owners Parañaque City Honorable Vice Mayor Joan Villapuerte. And now for your Quezon Huskers. Forward number 77, Gab Banal. Coming in at center number 55, Christian Bunyag. Power forward number 17, Jason Obiso. Point guard number 13, LJ Gonzalez. Starting at guard number 10, Lucena Honorable Mayor Mark Alcala. The head coach, Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Richie Dixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Nolasco, Jonathan De Guzman, Derek Teng, and Bernard Teguilla. The team manager, attorney Don Capunan. The team owners are Gob, Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Mike Tan, and Mayor.
Presenting our starters, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. It's Chelo Razon with Philip Manalang, Big Boy Hernandez, Joshua Galliano, and Lian Martel for the red-hot Parañaque Patriots. Taking on Mark Alcala, LJ Gonzalez, Christian Bunyag, Gab Banal, and Jason Opiso for the Quezon Huskers. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Endicio, as we come to you live from Lucena City, Quezon Province. This is game number 1 of Quezon versus Parañaque in round number 2 of the MPBL South Division Playoffs. We talked about just how dangerous Parañaque has been at the end of the regular season, stretching it onto round number 1 in 3 games versus the Zamboanga Master Sardines. But we cannot forget about how different these Huskers tend to be on their home floor.
Agree, and you perform better on the floor, especially speaking of the Quezon Huskers, as you know, they draw a lot of energy and from the support of the hometown team here in Quezon.
One staple for the Huskers on their home floor has been their three-point shooting. How important will that be in this series for Quezon?
I think that's going to be very important because it should generate closeouts defensively on the Patriots, which would make them scramble, and so a little bit of recovery defensively para sa Patriots ang macha-challenge pag ganun.
It's a missed three-pointer by Jello Razon. A rebound to Mayor Mark Alcala, and the first possession for the Huskers in round 2. Gabanal, their leading playmaker, working with Jason Apiso. They go to Christian Bunyag. Onto LJ Gonzalez, who's not at 100%. LJ will shoot, and he will score!
And much as we talked about Migs, the Quezon Huskers drawing out energy from the crowd, the entire Quezon Huskers teams also draw out a lot from LJ Gonzalez.
Charlie Horse or not, he will continue to play for Quezon, talking about LJ Gonzalez. But that is a good sign on the other end for Josh Galliano, who has been up and down for Coach Mike Sagigit.
And his confidence is going to be very vital for the rotation of Coach Mike Sagigit. And Coach Mike is pretty much really good at activating confidence in players. And, you know, you see that a lot, especially in that last series against Zamboanga for the Patriots.
Galliano, by the way, hasn't reached double figures in these playoffs, which is quite uncharacteristic for the star of Olivares. A miss for Quezon, and here comes Philip Manalang. The guy who had 9 assists in Game 3 versus Zamboanga, bothered by Gonzalez. Manalang recovers, he attacks and feeds. Big boy Hernandez for 3. That's no good.
Well, that's pushing the envelope a little bit para dito sa Parañaque Patriots, but it was a good shot. You're on challenge, and Mayor Mark, you know, making his presence felt here early in this game as his constituents are really supporting him here.
It's 2 free throws to be given to Mayor Mark Alcala, who has been a usual starter when he's present for these Quezon Huskers. There's absolutely no doubt that he is a fan favorite. But the good thing is, he is actually such a good role player for these Huskers. Remember, back in his day, he used to train with De La Salle University.
That is right. And, you know, a legit baller, Mayor Mark Alcala is.
Just unable to convert, but he will be given one more chance off of a lane violation. Jodel Fuentes is set to check in, by the way, after only 2 minutes of play. It's been usual for us to also see Jodel coming off the bench. Another miss from Alcala, and here comes Philip Manalang. An opening for Philip. Bounce pass on to Big Boy Hernandez, and I had to ask Big Boy before this game. From Paulo Hubalde to Philip Manalang, what's the difference? His answer, nothing. And that in itself is the ultimate compliment to one Philip Manalang.
I definitely agree. I mean, to be compared and to be on the same level as mentioned by Big Boy, and speaks a lot of how Philip has been a fuel for the Patriots, especially in the playoffs.
Philip also took a lot of positive from that statement because Manalang's senior in UE was Paulo Hubalde.
Okay.
And so it's not just in the MPBL in terms of their connection. It is now 4-2 in favor of the Patriots.
You just gotta love how both these teams are starting so far, wanting to draw the first blood in this series.
Jason Apiso handing it off to Fuentes. He was bothered, and that's a turnover. Jodel cannot believe it. He wants a challenge immediately.
Yan na yung defense ang pinag-uusapan natin na kanina pagdating dito sa Patriots. They understand handoffs, you have to, you know, be a little bit thinner so you get in between the gaps and not just be going under. Very crucial yan, lalo na sa defense mo against Jodel Fuentes, who's a knockdown shooter.
We play on with no challenge. Here's Big Boy Hernandez against Christian Bunyag. There's a foul on the off-ball action as Jello Razon was trying to set himself free. Now we have Nino Ibanez checking in for LJ Gonzalez. Ibanez actually was decent in terms of his statistics, especially in game number 1. He had 5 points and 4 steals versus the Negros Moscovados. Remember, game 1 was the tighter game between the two that they had in the first round. That was the game that they won here in Quezon Province by 13 before winning by 28 points in Zamboanga. It is going to be a call on Big Boy Hernandez.
And you see the coaching staff of the Patriots telling people, keep on going. Just forget it. Move on to the next possession.
And foul number 1 on Big Boy. The good thing is for Parañaque, they do have 2 premier big men on their bench. In Uduba and Sarao. It is Christian Bunyag, found by Gabanal. And it's 2 free throws for the former San Juan Knight.
And ito si Christian Bunyag is, I guess, a good matchup to Big Boy Hernandez. Both very lengthy guys, can run the floor. And once inside, medyo, you know, the way that they shoot is talagang ginagamit yung height nila.
In the Zamboanga versus Parañaque series, Coach Louis Gonzalez pointed out the important matchups of big men in the second unit. Who will go up against Uduba and Sarao? And in this case for Quezon, it looks like RJ Minerva and Simon Sandagon would be the ones empowered by Coach Eric Gonzalez to face those two.
And I guess lengthwise, it's almost the same. Athleticism maybe a little bit on the side of the Quezon Huskers, but once it becomes power rebounding inside, manner of boxing out, and being stable, I'd say that's advantage to the bigs of the Patriots.
Well, the good thing is we heard from RJ Minerva that he did some extra effort in terms of weights in the past week in order to match up well with these Patriots. There's his matchup right now. JP Sarao converting from downtown.
Well, that's the difference with JP Sarao. He was clearly absent in that game number 3 against Zamboanga, but now the resurgent guy is coming back.
Before that, he averaged 17 in the first 2 games versus Zamboanga. Fuentes, no-look feed. It is a foul on the attempt by RJ Minerva.
And you just love all this ball and man movement over both teams. As you see this little screen here, you expect that JP Sarao is going to slip it because that's his forte, straight on free.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Those timely threes as well that JP Sarao hit in that Zamboanga series before he got into foul trouble in game number 3. Minerva, on the other end, was the top scorer in game 2 versus Negros. He had 16 with 4 rebounds and 3 dimes.
Tsaka si Minerva, yan ang leading rebounder nila pagdating sa team nila. Roughly about 6 rebounds per game. And is also leading offensive rebounds at 2.5 per game.
Minerva converting from the line. It is now 7-6. Almost 4 minutes gone by in the opening frame. Philip Manalang, Lian Martel, looking for a teammate. Hand off to Galeano. Josh goes back to Lian. Martel backing down. He almost lost it against Banal. The fade and the make from Lian.
That to me is the rising star in the playoffs. Lian Martel is just superb in that series against Zamboanga.
He has worked so well on his shot. But speaking of shooting, that is a staple for Gab Banal, the best 3-point shooter all season long of Quezon. How about Lian Martel answering back?
And you know, yung kumpiyansa sa mga situation na ganito, you see that in Lian Martel right now. He's not afraid of the moment. After everything that they went through in that series in Zamboanga, I mean, what else could be more difficult?
Banal to make it back-to-back. The answer is yes.
The thing about these two teams is more threes are attempted actually by Quezon, more perimeter itong Patriots, pero they're starting to get into that groove or knocking shots from the outside. JP Sarao got into a travel right there.
That's great interior defense by the Quezon Huskers. And great shooting from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who averaged 36% efficiency all season long. Back in his day, he actually led the PBA once upon a time in three-point shooting percentage.
Yeah, he's one guy that's very high IQ, understands reads, situations, and, the flow of the game. He just gets in there and does his thing.
Here's JP Sarao. They go to Martel, now to Galliano, matched up against Opiso. Screen by Lian. Galliano crosses. And he shoots. That's mid-range for you.
Yeah. Mr. Mid-range, Josh, he's always going to be very comfortable in that spot. And he's going to take it when available. Same as this guy right here.
This man might just be the most dangerous shooter of the Quezon Huskers in terms of being streaky, in terms of getting hot. Remember, Jodel Fuentes already has 2 30-point games in his season.
And the Quezon Huskers go where Jodel Fuentes performs. Another jumper.
That's too strong for Fuentes. And here's the counter. Philip Manalang attacking quickly. Wild layup. No conversion. Forward to Banal. Met by Lian. Banal staying patient. Onto his trainer. Fuentes. In and out. Ball rebounded by Jello Razon.
Jodel Fuentes is a guy na pag nag-release, alam mo pasukin. Makikita mo sa form eh.
And the fans of Quezon definitely know about it. It's Philip Manalang missing from downtown. Here's Nino Ibanez. Ibanez drives. No good. No putback as well, but the ball was tapped onto Jason Opiso. Fuentes, that's a clear foul by Manalang.
And Philip got into that closeout against Jodel. It's really tough to be closing out against shooters like that. And hindi mo alam kung titira na ba o pepeke pa eh. And you understand you have to be right in front of him as he takes a shot. Lalo na si Jodel, really good at catch and shoot situations.
Also the dribble pull-ups.
Right.
It has been a problem for Jodel Fuentes, who once upon a time was the all-star of the San Juan Knights. I mentioned the 2 30-point games for Jodel Fuentes. That's 38 versus Davao Occidental and 33 versus Rizal. The common ground, they both happen in Quezon Province. Right. 13.5 points per game. That's #1 all season long for these Huskers.
Well, this is actually looking like how they started in the eliminations when they played against each other. You understand that it's Quezon that's winning the first quarter so far, kind of like how that game went in the eliminations, but do understand in the third quarter the Patriots came back.
This is Keith Pido shooting free throws as both teams are already in the penalty. Pido more known for his defense. His best scoring output was in Game 2. In that loss versus Zamboanga, he had 11 points. Those numbers can be deceiving. 5 points, 3 assists. But the impact is a lot more than that.
Yung mga intangibles, yung stops, deflections, the egg on the floor, the energy he brings, those are stats you cannot measure.
And he's going to be relied upon to try to neutralize Jodel Fuentes.
Right.
He's chasing him right now, and there you go. It's a steal. No counter from Quezon. Paulo Castro will bring it down. He has Pido with him. Keith, mid-range. No good. Sarao with the board. And now it's Razon giving it up onto Uduba. Bounce pass to JP. There's the 2-on-2 matchup. Razon. 3 on the shot clock. Jello from way out. No good. And it's a shot clock violation.
One thing I kind of observe from how Parañaque's style of playing is they've been trying to limit possessions. Actually, mas mababa ang possessions, I feel, mas favorable sa kanila in their perspective. Because it slows down the game, it's a little bit more of their tempo. Oh, wow.
It is Francis Stamsy feeling good with his first 3-pointer. A lot of people said that his best game was in Game 2 versus Negros. 15 points, 3 3-pointers.
And they're 4 out of 7 right now from 3.
Razon attacking, tough shot, no good. And here comes Francis Tamsi. Ahead to Ibanez. The trailer is Fuentes, who shoots off to the right. And the ball goes out of bounds in favor of Parañaque.
It seems parang kasing you're always at risk when you see Jadel Fuentes coming at you. And with that handoff pass, the moment he crosses that half-court line, he's always in range.
See the three-point shooting so far. Good percentages.
Right.
More makes for these Huskers.
Right.
It's a steal for Minerva. One guy up ahead, Alvin Abundo. Fresh off of subbing in, is able to convert.
A good decision there by Pido to just let it go and allow that shot instead of giving extra free throws.
It's now the biggest lead of Quezon at 7 points after trailing by 3 earlier. That's a dribbling violation, ironically, on the Kyrie Irving of Parañaque and J.R. Olegario. And now we present to you our fast break of the game. This is brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL Win to the Max.
Yeah, buti na lang hindi na humabol dun si Pido. You know, guys taken off already. Just let him go and play the next possession.
22-17. Here's the second celebrity of Quezon in Topeng Lagrama. The homegrown against the other homegrown in Olegario. 5 on the shot clock. Minerva mid-range. No good. And there's a push.
That's a push, right.
How about the 2 guards flying in for that offensive rebound?
And it seems it's everybody's conscious effort to get the rebounds, to crash it. I mean, lalo na, we talked about this earlier, teams who actually take more threes and do more dribble penetrations are more, potentially getting more offensive rebounds.
So far, they have out-rebounded Parañaque 10-6 in this matchup. And that includes 3 offensive rebounds for the team of Alvin Abundo. Abundo is one of those veterans of Quezon this season alongside Gabanal. But Alvin is the more vocal leader. He converts 24-15.
Hindi magtatahimik yan kung kailangan niya magsalita to lead the team. He will speak up. And you love that in a leader.
Parañaque trying to execute. Nice block by Sandagon. Parañaque with another chance. 6 on the shot clock. Uduba will attack. John Uduba off the glass and in.
Hindi naman maasahan si John Uduba. Short range like that, he can knock it down. And very dangerous on the offensive glass too.
There is a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Lagrama against Olegario. That's the show that everybody has been waiting for. Lagrama, bounce pass, Minerva down the middle. A sorry miss. 2 seconds, Olegario has to shoot it. He lost his handle, and so we conclude the first 10 minutes with a 7-point advantage for the Quezon Huskers.
Well, a lot of threes attempted, but pretty good shooting so far from both teams. You see those long closeouts generating those threes. Liam Martel able to knock down a couple of shots. Gabanal had that 3-point battle against him earlier. But so far, this has been a good basketball game that we've got in front of us.
Quezon surely hasn't disappointed their fans. Made it inside their convention center as they try to get their 5th win at home. Let's see if that could happen, as it is 24-17 after 1. So everybody knows San Juan already has that series lead of 1-0 against Caloocan Batang Kankalu in the North Division. Pampanga is also up 1-0 versus Nueva Ecija. Game number 2 will happen this Wednesday inside the Brenzigiao Convention Center in San Fernando. Game 2 for Parañaque versus Quezon and Batangas versus South Cotabato will happen inside the Batangas City Coliseum this coming Monday. There you see our VIPs, Commissioner Kenneth Turemdes, with Head of Security Rudy Distrito and Head of Basketball Operations Emer Oreta. Attorney Don Capuna joins us as well here at the sideline with a couple of VIPs from Quezon Province. And we do thank you for joining us on our live streams, on TV as well. This is Mix Gomez with Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Endicio.
How about that northern semifinals? I say that goes three games.
Both series?
I hope.
Oh,
what a play!
An alley-oop from Topeng Nagrama finding Simon Zandagon.
And they've always been dangerous on after timeout plays. So why not take it and make it?
See our first quarter 3-point story ×2 in terms of makes for Quezon. But that's a midi from J.R. Olegario.
A little bit of signature triangle offense, as you alluded to in one of the broadcasts. Little pinch post action and the dribble weave heading for Olegario on that three.
We're back with Topeng working up top. A three-pointer bombs away.
Alam mo, feels like, if you can do something, I can do better. Gabanal and Martel were at it earlier. Now it's up to Olegario and Topeng.
It is John Aduba trying to respond to no avail. Rebound to Rodel Gravera. And here's Topeng Nagrama. He's feeling it.
He's feeling it right now. You see that confidence in the look in his eyes.
Hand off to Tamsi. Another three-pointer for the Quezon Huskers. Make it 6 conversions from downtown out of 9 tries. That is 66% efficiency for the home squad. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And, different when you're playing at home, when you know where all the toys are and all of the sweet spots are. And surely the Quezon Huskers are making that work for them.
It's now a 13-point advantage for the home team. This timeout is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We come back to you live from the Quezon Convention Center. Coach Eric Gonzalez's team is off to a blistering start of 32-19. And it's 8-2 in terms of scoring after a minute and 8 seconds gone by in the second quarter.
Well, you see 66% three-point conversions for the Quezon Huskers. What you don't see is the confidence that it gives them, the swag on the floor.
Manalang, this is big. Philip unable to convert, ball tapped upward, and it's recovered now by Nagrama.
And they're going to run the other way. This is very typical of how the Quezon Huskers would play.
Topeng dancing with Jello, and Nagrama will score!
What a shot.
What else can you ask for?
Yeah.
Martel to answer back. No, sir. Offensive rebound, almost a steal by Topeng. And here's Uduba spinning baseline, and he's able to score.
Now, this is a very resilient group when you talk about the Patriots. Mind you, these guys went through a tough time going up against Zamboanga.
The lead is 13. And there's a takedown, a charge called on Rodel Gravera. And now we present to you our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. Topeng Nagrama. Can I have this dance?
Yeah, grabe. Ibang klase yun. He was so focused on that handle, he never looked at the ball. He just went for that move and did that stop and put it in.
We're back with Jello Razon. John Aduba, 12 on the shot clock. Manalang. Philip feeding. It's Pido with a good look. No conversion. Abundo looks ahead. Alvin. Onto Nagrama. They swing it over. Gravera. It's Tamsi. Back to Rodel. 10 on the shot clock. Mid-range. Short. Rivera with the offensive rebound, but he stepped out of bounds.
Well, in a way, that was made possible because of the hustle also of Pido trying to go for that ball. Pero ibang klase yung nakikita mo kumpiyansa ng Quezon Huskers na in knocking down those threes. If you remember, the game that Zamboanga won against the Patriots, it was actually the game that Zamboanga shot well from threes. Where Subido and Galanza, later in the third and the start of the fourth, really started to hit those shots from the outside. Now, is this an indication that the Patriots have problems closing out against three-point shooters? We don't know yet. But so far, that's where these numbers would show us.
That is a very specific type of discipline for you.
That's right.
And now it is bodies on the floor. Coach Eric wanting a foul on Martel. They will get possession.
And because, you know, shots made from the outside would actually force the Patriots to go and close out. Now it's a matter of the quality of closeouts that you do. How do you qualify shooters and non-shooters? Sure, you want them to put the ball on the floor, but the Quezon Huskers have really very capable decision makers once you deny those threes.
Even decision makers off the bench have made their mark, including this man. Lagrama thought about shooting it. He leans in. No bounce. But he got the board. Lagrama recovers from the corner. The pass up top was intercepted. And it's a breakaway for Jello Razon.
It's high time that Jello right now starts contributing for his team. Somebody's got to lead the charge, and Jello is going to be one of them.
Only the first 2 points of Jello Razon in this game after scoring 15 in Game 3.
Look at how spread that floor is.
Lagrama inside. 6 on the shot clock. That is off of Manalang, who wants a challenge. Will Coach Mike actually do it?
Yeah, pero ganda ng anticipation though.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL Win to the Max. Those are the first 2 fast break points of Parañaque in this matchup.
Right. And remember, we talked about this in their last game against Quezon Huskers. They also had only 2 points in the fast break.
We do have a challenge from Coach Mike Sagigit and company. This is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Paliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
Upon review, the challenge of Parañaque Patriots was unsuccessful.
So apparently the ball was off of Philip Manalang. There you go. That angle certainly helps us. And it is going to be a baseline inbound for Robin Ronyo. That guy also was able to hit 3 3-pointers versus Negros in Game 2.
Corner exit.
Right on cue. Ronyo could not convert. Rebound Galliano. Josh staying patient. Will they go to Manalang? The answer is no. Instead, it's Jello Razon who fires and misses. Rebound to Big Boy. They go back to Josh Galliano. Now to Philip. 10 on the shot clock. 2-man game with John Aduba. Manalang crosses. Philip in trouble. Tough pass. That is a turnover.
And you see how much time they use up in the shot clock.
Gabanal. Not much time used there. No conversion. And here's the counter. Jello Razon going to Philip Manalang. Screen by Big Boy. Hernandez up top. Will he shoot? Ooh, physicality between Razon and Ibanez.
Rolling foul on number 47, Nino Ibanez, the second team foul. 𝗦𝗢𝗨𝗧𝗛 𝗗𝗜𝗩𝗜𝗦𝗦𝗜𝗢𝗡 replaces John Oduba.
No, you can't get into that. You have to stay composed if you're Parañaque. I mean, you're the visiting team and you understand that the crowd's going to be behind your opponents.
Big boy, 7 on the shot clock. Jello Razon, he goes left. Razon fakes, and it's a layup.
There you go. They got what they wanted. You stop a lot of clock, end it with a basket. Now you got to go the other way and defend and get a stop.
It is 34-25, halfway done in the second. Nino Ibanez playing big minutes in these playoffs. Banal goes left. Gab feeds. Nice pass. Bunyag unable to score. Rebound to Piso.
Just so much activity on the offensive glass para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Patriots not boxing out.
Banal sizing up JP Sarao. He attacks. The leaner. No basket. Parañaque will give it back onto Jello Razon. Is it his time already? Early in the game. Jello going to Big Boy Hernandez. Mid-range. No good.
And those shots by Big Boy in the Zamboanga series mattered a lot, especially when he made them.
Back with Gab. Banal. Opiso. That's a shot. Too strong. It's been quite the drought for these two teams.
It's been quite a while since the last time we saw a basket made here.
Jello Razon. On to Philip Manalang. Mid-range. Still no good. Back and forth we go.
Right.
Nino Ibanez. Gab Banal.
Nice fake.
Inside. Opiso. Kick out. Ronyo. Robin, a couple of dribbles. And he stepped out of bounds.
And Robin was a little bit frustrated because he was driving baseline. He expected somebody on the weak side corner as a pressure release. Nobody was left there, so he fell out of bounds.
It's a full 5 of subs for the Quezon Huskers. No, they changed 1. Okay, now I get it. Alvin Abundo was up on his feet. Apparently, he was just barking out instructions to his teammates. He wasn't subbing in, and so it's Gabanal left on the floor with 4 new teammates.
Talk about being vocal.
Manalang inside. Sarao, great patience.
Yeah.
Sorry, miss, but 2 free throws.
That's pretty much the sweet spot of JP Sarao. You give him that middle side of the floor, let that ball fly from side to side, and wait for him to get to that spot and give it up to him.
Talk about a guy who's used to physicality in the interior. Now let's go to Andrea and Liso for a report.
In the middle of this heated matchup, I spoke to the coaches of Parañaque at sabi nila, it's good to have confidence but definitely not to the point na masyadong mataas, nawawala na sila sa laro nila. In the beginning, they were getting easy shots but Quezon was easy to adjust. And speaking of that, depensa raw talaga ang focus ng Quezon during their preparation. And one more thing is their ball movement. The biggest reason they are making their shots now ay dahil mas maganda raw ang ikot ng bola nila ngayon. As per Assistant Coach Jeric Teng. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea. Well, in terms of assists in this game, it's 9-8 in favor of the Quezon Huskers. The biggest difference so far, Coach Mike, is it 3-point shooting?
That's right. And, you know, if you make those threes, it's got impact defensively on the Patriots.
It's threes from starters and bench players, by the way, from these Huskers. We have a timeout. This is the first appearance in the South Division semifinals of the Quezon Huskers. Last year, they lost in the opening round to JC Marcelino and the rest of Zamboanga, the team that Parañaque beat in this year's first round. One of the biggest differences, though, is Gab Banal returning to the MPBL. a former MVP, back in Season 2. That was supposedly a nice feed, but Sandagon wasn't ready for it.
Right. Medyo nauna yung pasa before Simon got there. Pero again, you pointed out the value of Gab Banal, lalo na with, you know, Will Gosum going out.
Yes.
You needed that one guy who'd bring that stability and maturity in situations in specific games, and that's what Gab has offered and given para dito sa Huskers.
Banal now has sat down. Fuentes is back. Parañaque is down by 7. Jello Razon, double team, pass inside. Hernandez could not handle it, and it was off of him.
They always talk about convergence creates confusion, right? I guess the confusion was on the Patriots. Di alam ko sino yung bibigyan ng bola. Was it Big Boy or was it JP?
Under 3 minutes in the opening frame, or opening half. This is Lagrama giving it up onto Sandagon. That was short on his leader. And a foul on Simon.
Frustration na yun. Tapos kasi sobrang range niya yung floater na yun eh.
That's the last foul to give for the home squad. And we have Jello Razon inbounding to Philip Manalang as they work with Keith Pido, Big Boy Hernandez, and JP Sarao. Horns for Philip. Big Boy, Pido, Sarao, Manalang against Lagrama. 10 on the shot clock. Where will they go? Manalang will attack. There's the feed to Keith. Pido will shoot. That's short. Rebound. No putback for Hernandez.
That's actually a typical Patriots possession. Use a lot of clock, get offensive rebound, get a putback. But that time around, they didn't score.
Pido goes down. It's a charge on Simon Sandagon.
That is right.
That's number 2, back-to-back at that for Sandagon. 2 points to his name in 8 minutes of play. It's actually a rare time for Simon Sandagon this year because he usually starts.
Correct.
For Quezon. He even started in the All-Star game.
Well, it's you know, iba-ibang strategy na yan, tactical na yan sa mga coaches, you know, from series to series, from game to game. So maybe Coach Eric wants to do a little bit of experimentation.
Quezon has been scoreless in the last 7 minutes, and it is topping Lagrama, ending the drought for the Huskers.
Now, I was gonna say, previous to that graphic, na Patriots are actually surviving without, you know, so much of barrage of scores from the Huskers. As we see a foul there on missed close shot attempt from Jello Razon.
There have been a handful of sorry misses, by the way, for these Patriots.
And the layups of Jello Razon have been tough. Defenders coming at him once he tries to go inside the paint.
First, let's see that layup by Topeng Lagrama. Was been splendid off the bench for these Quezon Huskers.
Major defensive laps. There was nobody stopped the ball with the momentum on the side of Topeng Lagrama.
Razon converting from the stripe, trimming the lead down to 7. The most was 15 a while ago for the Huskers.
In as much as the Patriots have been trailing, they're actually in a good spot. They're down only 7, considering the momentum that Quezon Huskers have built.
Minerva, Flair, and there you go. It's Jodel Fuentes. Is firing though. Minerva, no foul, no putback. RJ, great hustle, and Manalang went out of bounds.
That's what you gotta love about Philip Manalang. I mean, he's just an all-out hustle guy that will go for those loose balls in order to give his team a chance for a crack the other way.
It's the heart of a winner.
Right.
As exhibited by Philip Manalang, who was a champion back in Season 4. He's given so much trust to lead this team by Coach Mike Sagigit. At sa lagay na yan, Philip wasn't coached by Mike in his college days, as opposed to most of these Patriots.
Right.
Lagrama continuing to entertain the crowd. A miss from 3. Here's J.R. Olegario. They go to Jello. Razon will attack. Razon, very aggressive in the first half. He was fouled.
Kita mo yung kabisado na yung mga galawan ng Quezon Huskers. That's a typical attack also from their end. Every time you drive on the baseline side, you expect that there is going to be a pressure release on the weak side corner, which in-anticipate ni Jodel. Buti na lang nagkaroon ng foul favorably para dito sa Patriots.
These will be the third and fourth free throws of Jello. He hasn't missed so far from the stripe. Total of 7 points. Well on pace to surpass his season average. And that trims the lead down to 5. A timeout for Coach Eric Gonzalez. We have 40 seconds remaining before halftime. We welcome you back to game number 1 of Quezon versus Parañaque in round number 2 of the South Division playoffs. Earlier today, South Cotabato gave us an upset against the Batangas Rum Masters.
What a game that was.
And Christian Pajarito, what a way for him to come back for the Warriors.
And to stamp his influence on the Warriors.
But we refocus on the two teams at hand. Fuentes bounces it off to Tamsi. Ooh, a miscue between Francis and Jodel.
I'd say Coach Eric was going for a 2-for-1 right there, trying to get an attempt before the clock hits 29. And so that after the clock's been used up by the Patriots, there's still one more good crack at the other end.
There is an 8-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Paulo Castro using the screen of Hernandez. Back to Paulo. Quick shot. No good.
Way off. Out of balance too.
Topeng has a lot of time. 12 seconds for Alvin Abundo against Keith Pido. And that is a foul, which means... No, that's only the first.
That's the first, right.
It's Quezon.
It's in penalty. Imagine that, having no fouls the entire quarter, and to be able to survive it. They could have been down a little bit more.
They were down by 15 a while ago.
Right. Pero nagkaroon ng drought yung Quezon, and they were able to survive it.
You mentioned the 7-minute drought, then there was a layup by Lagrama, and that was it. No points scored by the rest of the Huskers. 9 seconds to work with. Sideline inbound, another foul. And it's going to be another inbound. You know, before I remember, a foul before the inbound would mean more. Remember that time?
Right.
Automatic free throws before.
Correct.
Here's Gabanal onto Topeng Lagrama. Bounce pass to Gab.
Oh, wow.
Open lane. 2 points for the former MVP. And that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes of game number 1. It is Gabanal getting a 7-point advantage to his Quezon Huskers.
Played that spread offense perfectly well. You know, little two-man game on one side of the floor, 2 guys on the ball. Gabanal very ably attacking the rack, and the defense by Leon was a little bit too late.
That's a total of 5 points with 2 rebounds and 2 assists for Gabanal in the first half of game number 1. It wasn't as fast, talking about the second quarter, comparing it to the first quarter, but these Huskers would gladly take the 7-point advantage. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Back here at the Quezon Convention Center for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. We are at the half of Game 1 of the Southern Division semifinals between the Parañaque Patriots and the Quezon Huskers. My name is Andrea Endisha, and right now, we will be having our halftime interview together with Assistant Coach Jeric Teng of the Quezon Huskers. Thank you so much, Coach, for joining me here at the half. And Coach, medyo mahaba-haba nga po yung preparation time ng Quezon Huskers para sa ating semifinals. Aside from trainings, can you give us some updates? Ano pa po ba yung mga ginawa ng inyong mga players during that time?
Siyempre, with yung time namin, we had more time to prepare. Puro viewing kami. We kept on watching the game between Parañaque and Zamboanga. So, yun. Tsaka off-court, marami kaming bonding as a team. Kaya medyo maganda yung tinatakbo namin this game.
Yes, and nagre-reflect nga po ang inyong preparations in this game. At nabalitaan ko po in the news na medyo malakas yung tama ng Bagyong Christine dito sa Quezon Province. And looking at the crowd, puno pa rin po tayo dito sa ating venue. Ano pong masasabi nyo sa inyong mga fans na talagang walang sawang sumusuporta sa team?
Grabe, wala akong masabi. It just shows yung karakter ng mga tiga Quezon. Hindi po tayo nagpapatalo sa kahit anumang problema. Nandito po kayo para supportahan yung team. Kami po ay nagpapasalamat dahil kahit yun nga, binagyo na po tayo, ay nandito pa rin kayo. So, salamat po talaga. Sana pagdasal niyo po yung team natin na manalo po tayo this game.
Alright, Coach, meron pa po ba kayong mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Siyempre, pinapasalamatan po namin yung mga owners namin, ang buong Tan family, si Boss RD, si Governor Dr. Helen Tan, si Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, si Doc Kim, Dr. Kate, si Mayor Ralph Lim. Sila po ay very busy sa talagang pagbigay ng tulong po sa ating mga kababayan at kalalawigan na nasalanta ng bagyo. So pagdasal po natin sila na sila ay laging maging healthy, lalo na po si Doktora at may sakit po ata siya ngayon. So get well soon po, Doktora. And maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga tiga Quezon na nandito po ngayon na nanonood. Tsaka hi din po sa mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaka, and binabati po namin na happy birthday po si si Attorney Kat Kapunan. Yan.
Alright, thank you so much, Coach. And that's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away, magbabalik pa rin po ang MPBL.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Our halftime score is 38-31 in favor of the Quezon Huskers, who led by as many as 15 points. It was after a nice start by Parañaque. Such a great response for these Huskers. Three-point shooting has been a factor. We've been breaking it down alongside bench scoring in the first half. Coach Mike, they just looked very sharp at the start of the series.
That is right. And dito sa game na to, makikita mo clearly yung difference would be yung +4 na 3-point make. That's a +12 points advantage already para dito sa Quezon. And the bench, you know, you get 29 from Quezon, and I guess more alarming for Parañaque, they only have 12 points. They normally season-wide, on the regular season, they would have 40 points. In the playoffs against Zamboanga, roughly the same. But right now, at the rate that it's going, you're gonna need more help from the bench if you want to snatch this one in game number 1.
Well, we haven't felt the presence of JP Sarao as much.
Uduba.
John Uduba as well. They
Oligario.
combined for 9 points. Oligario made a couple of mistakes
Right.
in the first half. Only has 2 points. On the other end, Cabanal has been his show with Topeng Lagrama. You see the leading scorers of Parañaque. It is Jello Razon with 8, Sarao has 5, Martel with 5, Uduba with 4. But then again, more have to come from them.
Correct.
In the second half. On the other end, for the Quezon Huskers, Lagrama has 7. Couple of highlights as well, to the delight of the crowd. Tamsi has 6, Banal has 5. But in terms of his overall presence, Cabanal, rebounds, assists, they have been there for the former MVP. Jodel Fuentes with 5 as well. So even with LJ Gonzalez sidelined in this matchup, only limited minutes because of his injury, it hasn't been a problem. But he will start the second half.
And I guess dun sa mga names that we mentioned from the bench, Oligario, Uduba, you know, and Sarao, those guys gotta make volume attempts already, because for the most part, it's only Oligario's got 3 attempts. Everyone else got either 1 or 2 or none. And so these guys gotta get some touches, make attempts if they want to come back here.
The second quarter, it was mostly Jello Razon at the latter part.
At saka one thing that they can build on is medyo nag-slow down yung 3-point shooting ng Quezon in the latter part of the game.
Here's Jello, mid-range, too strong. Rebound. That was snatched away by Martel, and he was fouled eventually. Banal cannot believe it.
Now, this one's totally different from how they normally would use up the clock. This one's a little bit quicker in terms of making the shot attempt relative to where the shot clock is.
Will there be a challenge?
comes in for Christian Bunyag.
Early substitution. Sandagon in after 20 seconds, replacing Christian Bunyag. But then again, he's been matched up against John Uduba, who did get the start in the third quarter for Coach Mike Sagigit.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you got to watch out for Uduba, Oligario, as well as Sarao here in the second half. Yes, I'm pretty sure they're going to get more touches once they see the numbers of deficit in terms of bench points.
With no challenge, it is Lian Martel at the line to try to trim the lead. He's able to do so. One of the most improved players since college for Coach Mike Sagigit.
And even in this playoffs, I mean, he's just been huge.
7 points now for Lian. LJ Gonzalez back at it. Baseline drive and feed. Mark Alcala all day. No good. Rebound Uduba.
The kind of defensive stop that Parañaque would need each and every time down the floor. Now, on your offensive end, you got to score.
Here's John. attacking 𝗬𝗏𝗓 is fouled. More free throws for Parañaque.
Yeah, and you love the aggression of the Parañaque Patriots right now. You know, a little bit quicker on the point of attack on the shot clock, so allows them to get more shot attempts.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Parañaque has only missed one free throw tonight. They're 12 out of 13. And 𝗬𝗏𝗓 himself, in one of the previous games of Parañaque, shot the ball very well. Here it is, 6 out of 6 in game number 1 versus Zamboanga. 2 out of 2, even though there are already horns being blown behind us. Sa likod pa talaga natin.
Sa likod pa natin.
So it can be heard on air by everybody watching. Shout out to you guys. Almost a steal by Galliano. 10 on the shot clock. Banal. It's a one-possession game. Banal trying to lose 𝗬𝗏𝗓. There's the feed. 𝗦𝗏𝗓 for 3. That's short. And John with another board.
Again, another good defensive stop by the Patriots.
You've been reminding us about the third quarter that they had versus Quezon in the regular season.
Right, where they scored 28 points against the 19 of the Quezon Huskers, which gave them the lead after trailing the entire half.
It's a walk by Lian Martel.
And I'm sure pinag-usapan rin nila Coach Mike na, you know, nakuha natin yung lead na yun in that elimination, in that regular season game, up by 1 in the third quarter. Pero in the fourth, what doomed us was wala tayong production coming from the bench. It's just the starters that scored. So let's not do that, and let's work it a little bit better now from the support standpoint.
Back with LJ, sizing up John 𝗬𝗏𝗓. Gonzalez attacks, tough pass. Sandagon dribbled off his foot. Recovery. A scramble for the loose ball. It ends up with Parañaque. Philip Manalang, 3-on-3. They go to the corner. Back to Philip. A mismatch, 𝗬𝗏𝗓 versus 𝗦𝗏𝗓. There's the pass in the interior. Up top, Martel for 3. Too strong. Rebound Banal.
They wanted to milk that mismatch underneath with 𝗬𝗏𝗓.
Opiso mid-range, yes!
Yan, ang delikado kay Opiso. I mean, 15 feet in, you know, and that's his range.
Piso-piso na lang para kay Jason Opiso. Josh Galliano, bounce pass, Martel. High-low. 𝗬𝗏𝗓 could not control it. That's out of bounds in favor of Quezon.
Maganda ng depensa ni Simon Sandagon. Well, two things you can take out of it. That was a high-low. He's supposed to catch the ball with 2 hands. Inisa lang ni ito yung elbow jumper ni Opiso. You know he wanted to take that jumper.
It's a good shot even in the fast break. Fuentes is fouled. Immediate impact after coming off the bench.
But Fuentes has not shot the ball that well. He's 1 out of 5 from the field. 1 out of 4 from 3. So a little bit of a struggle here for Jodel Fuentes.
And again, he's coming off of his first scoreless game.
Right.
In game 2 versus Negros, his averages, 13.5 points, 2 dimes, 3 boards, a steal on 38% field goal shooting.
And the scary part is, you know, that's not gonna last that long. Yung ganyang scoring slump para dito kay Jodel Fuentes.
He's been Mr. Clutch a lot of times already for Quezon.
And he's never shied away from opportunities to shoot a rock if given, you know, that space.
42-35, lead back to 7. It is equal so far in terms of scoring in the third. Galliano overshooting it, and there is a foul call. No. Just out of bounds.
Over the backboard. Pero again, yung pagbabago sa point of attack ng Parañaque, mas mabilis ang gamit sa oras ngayon.
LJ Gonzalez playing with a bruised thigh. Fuentes, screened by RJ, and it is a charge.
And the way that last set was run, you see this move right here. He moved on to the pass. Kitang-kita naman.
Yes.
Kitang-kita naman. But the way that they set that up, it's like a mover blocker system, where you know, couple of screens on different sides of the floor na ginamit.
Back with Parañaque. Manalang, almost a steal. Razon.
Good pass.
Philip hesitating. Inside they go. Galliano bumped his way through, and then it's JP Sarao blocked by Quezon. Is that LJ? I want to see the replay.
I think it was LJ. See that again. Yeah,
yes,
it was
LJ Gonzalez, of all people.
Didn't you say he was injured?
He is. He's been injured for years now. Razon, the fade and the miss. Wow, what a rebound by Oduba, but a sorry miss. And it's Sandagon who was fouled.
Yeah, that's one thing about perimeter gaming. You get normally short distance rebounds, and which happens to favor guys like John Oduba and JP Sarao if you're within that vicinity of the paint. You have to make second chance points too.
That was the third rebound of John Oduba. All of his boards have come in the third quarter. He's number 3 in the league in the regular season in terms of boards with 9.5. 3 of them coming from the offensive glass. As now, it's another foul.
Yeah. That one you didn't need to do, Josh Galliano. I mean, the ball was already going to Gab. You know, work him up. Magka nag-face up now, but you know, don't try and reach. He's already got the ball towards him.
Parañaque will have to go smaller. Galliano goes out. Pasok dito si Keith Pido, who can definitely hold his ground against Gab Banal.
Back pick and a handoff.
Gab trying to seal. There's the action.
Yeah. Too much pushing right there.
Cross court by Gab. It's Fuentes who fakes. Judel staying patient, and he was too patient.
I'd say he was hesitant. You know, normally titira na ni Judel yun, no?
Well, it was also John Oduba closing out properly for Parañaque. And you've been talking about the closeouts of the Patriots, which have been a challenge for them.
That's right.
Turnover story, 9-12. Oduba up top. 7 on the shot clock. John gets it back. Oduba then lost the ball. Fuentes, no look. Counter steal.
Got to run it the other way.
Manalang pushing and pushing. Philip bounces. Pido will score.
I'd say one of the favorite spots on the floor of Pido. You know, that leaner of banker from the baseline. Mismatch.
Double team. Pass out, and it's Sandagon fouled by JP Sarao.
Ibang klase yung ball movement ng Quezon Huskers.
This assist of the game is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Liga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Philip Manalang, well known for his diving abilities. That was number 4 for him in this game. Remember, he's the guy who established the MPBL all-time record, 23 in a single game.
Wow.
That happened versus Imus as they exited the regular season.
John Oduba goes to the bench. He's gonna get a little rest, and pretty sure he's gonna come back. It's right now, as close as this game is, this is just a 2-possession game. You know, you're in a good spot if you're the Patriots.
Sandagon converting from the line. The all-star starter for the Quezon Huskers. He was supposed to start with LJ Gonzalez. Then LJ wasn't available in Zamboanga back on September 7.
So it's a triangle set right now.
JP Sarao, top of the key, a miss on the 3. Another offensive rebound. Pido spinning, bouncing. Sarao, wild shot, no good. Big boy, blocked.
Ganda ng timing rin ni Gab Banal.
It hasn't been easy at all for the bigs of Parañaque.
Yeah.
Even if they get the offensive rebound.
Correct. Ready yung to make a challenge even up that close. Tong Quezon Huskers.
Baseline for Philip. Only 5 seconds to work with. Razon up top to Sarao. 1 second. JP will lose time. And he was hit on his face. By the way, JP 𝗦𝗧, yes, he's used to physicality, but in the previous game, because of the adrenaline that he was feeling, hindi niya na naramdaman. Natamaan na siya sa muka. He actually had a busted lip, and then he also had a busted chin. Kinailangan itahi yun.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Kaya merong ano yun sa ilalim niya, diba? Right now.
He's still pleading his case that he was fouled. There's the quick rest for John Aduba. Returning now for JP 𝗦𝗧. Sandagon, quick rest as well for him. It really is a matchup thing, Coach Mike.
Correct, agree. And one of the reasons why you don't see Olegario right now on the floor, because again, it's matchups.
Oh, nice pass! Gabanal onto Simon Sandagon.
Point forward, that's your man right there. Gabanal. He's like a hub that finds out who the least guarded guy is.
That's 8 points, 5 boards, and 3 dimes already for Gabanal in this game. His averages are actually 8, 5, and 4. This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. They always say that big-time players make big-time plays. It cannot get any more big-time for the former MVP himself.
And quick decision making. He understood that there was going to be a switch, and the dive man was the guy that's free.
Big boy backing down. Hernandez, no go, no putback. Battle for the board, ends up with Tamzi. Here's Nino Ibanez.
They need a good stop here.
Good steal by Philip.
Oh.
And the referee called it Parañaque ball. It happened in front of the bench of Quezon.
Oh.
Will they challenge?
I think they will, because that happened right in front of them.
Coach Eric surveying even the fans behind us, saying, challenge mo, Coach.
Parang nagpaano muna si Coach Eric, nagpa-poll muna.
Yeah.
Pakisagot yung poll. Challenge hindi. But it happened right in front of them.
And again, democracy prevails.
Correct.
This coach's challenge is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino.
After the review, the Quezon Huskers' challenge was unsuccessful.
It is an unsuccessful challenge, though, for the Quezon Huskers. So it was not off of Philip Manalang. Everything happened so fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Natapik ni Nino.
Kaya pala tinatanong nila si Nino, hinuha ka mo ba?
I don't think he was sure as well. So he will have to play defense versus Philip. Quezon up by 9. Pido. On to Uduba. John hands it off to Philip Manalang. Mid-range.
There you go.
Still no good. Manalang remains scoreless.
Yeah. But you like that Philip took that shot, because at some point, they keep sagging off of him. And so, you got to make the defense pay by trying to, at least those perimeter jumpers, not the threes.
Jello Razon, catch and shoot. No good. Rebound Tamzi. Quezon is still winning this frame. The scoring is 8-6. Tamzi for 3. No good.
Wow.
What a rebound. And Gravera gets the putback. Manalang onto Uduba. inside. Big Boy turning around, and he was blocked. A traveling violation also called.
Right.
It was too loud. We could not even hear the whistle blown. First, this rebound of the game is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. How about that elevation by 𝗦𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, who's been that next man up in lieu of Will Gozum's season-ending injury. Fuentes to the right. Ibanez hung in the air and he was blocked. Pido will push. It's an 11-point advantage. The biggest was 15 in the first half.
Yeah, but the bench points is slow to progress here para sa Patriots. They only scored 4 points so far from that department.
Razon, sorry, miss again.
There hasn't been an easy shot attempted by Jello Razon.
Parañaque's shooting is close to 20%.
Yeah.
Hernandez onto Manalang. Screen by Big Boy. Philip for 3.
Yeah.
Finally, he converts.
That's what we were discussing earlier. At some point, you gotta take that shot. You cannot rely solely on Jello Razon.
Manalang is 1 out of 7 from the field. We're seeing a zone, right?
Right.
A miss by Gavera, and here's Philip Manalang pushing. The point guard onto his buddy. Uduba up top. Handoff. It's Pido. Left open. Too strong. And that is a foul by Jodel Fuentes.
And at some point, you know, Pido, Philip Manalang, anybody other than the name of Jello Razon should start taking shots.
Well, maybe J.R. Olegario can be that solution for Parañaque.
And surely that guy's not gonna, you know, be shying away from the spotlight of getting a shot.
He's only taken 1 shot so far in 4 minutes of play. But it's that matchup of him versus Tomping Nagrama happening once more. Here's JR. 10 on the shot clock. Olegario on cue. Ball tapped away. 7 to work with for the Patriots.
Yeah, and they're keeping that side of the floor open on the post area so that the guys in the wings in the corners, once they get the ball, they can actually attack it and drive.
Baseline for Pido. There's a call before the inbound. A hold by a certain Husker.
I think that's Topeng.
Yes, you're right. 3 throws now for Parañaque. And again, they've only missed 1 tonight. Actually, these 2 teams have been shooting
really
very well. It's a total now of 26 out of 29 free throws for Quezon and Parañaque combined.
85 and 92% respectively for Quezon and Parañaque.
Olegario. 1 more. 2 out of 2. It's only a 2-possession game. Under 90 seconds in the third. Back with that zone.
Yeah, once again, they go back to that zone, to your point. Corner fill. There you go.
Tamsi. Too strong. Rebound, Uduba.
Good defensive stop again.
And John has rebounded the ball very well in this quarter. 5 in this frame. Uduba. He shoots. And he converts. It is now a 1-possession game.
And the Patriots are a little bit more relaxed now. But you got to sustain it. This zone has worked so far.
Abundo. There you see the 3-point shooting. +2 for Quezon. Tamsi to make it 7. The answer is no. Rebound for Sandagon. And Simon is fouled.
And twice already we've seen guys not boxing out on the Patriot side.
But isn't it the usual challenge when you play the zone?
That's right.
There's the 3-pointer by John Uduba. His first in this game. He's up to 9 points with 5 boards. Sandagon, his matchup all game long, has 7. There's Attorney Don Kapunan and the rest of the very animated people behind us. Kung may mga naririnig po kayong reactions sa mikropono namin, it's them.
It's the Huskers crew.
Yes.
Behind us.
Here comes J.R. Oligario. They're down by 5.
J.R. Oligario's got to bring that swag back to his game. Give some energy to the Patriots.
9-second differential. Manalang going to Uduba. Back to back.
Look.
Yes! My goodness, what a third quarter for John Uduba.
And very reminiscent of Lali Rodriguez in the second quarter against Binyan, where they kept on drop coveraging him and making them pay.
Agrama could not answer back. Parañaque. That's a heave by Manalang. They will gladly take this deficit. Only 2 points after 30 minutes of play.
That is right. And so, you know, again, similar to what happened in that regular season game. Now they're only down by 2 points.
These highlights of the game are brought to you by 𝗦𝗢𝗏, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. It wasn't the highest of octanes.
Yes.
In terms of the third frame. We thought that Quezon was able to neutralize Parañaque at the middle part, but boy, what a response, especially from John Uduba.
Yeah, and once the three-point making has slowed down for Quezon, it allowed the Patriots to, you know, slowly chipping until they're down only by 3.
Uduba had 8 points and 5 boards in the third quarter alone. Our score is 50-48. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus. Do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. At oras na rin para imbitahin ninyo ang inyong mga kaibigan, ang inyong mga kapamilya para manood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It's only a one-possession game between Quezon and Parañaque. Gabanal has led the way for his squad, and he's doing it in front of our VIPs, Kenneth Durendes, Emery Oreta, and Rudy Distrito. Banal has 8 points and 5 boards. Those were the numbers of John Uduba in the third quarter alone.
Right. And ito pa ang isa dyan. You know, the field goal attempts of the Patriots roughly at 50, and which would exceed their normal numbers coming to the playoffs against Zamboanga. But you see the Quezon Huskers, they only made 11 attempts in that third quarter. And so they're down to 43 attempts, to which their normal attempts would be at 70. So I guess, you know, the drive to slow down the game is finally working for the Patriots, and they're down only 2 points.
And that also worked for them in the opening round series
versus
the Master Sardines.
That's right.
Gonzalez, mid-range, no good. Uduba with his 6th rebound.
And slowing down the game somehow impacts momentum. As you see the scoring right there, it's a +5 in the third quarter. Again, another major comeback in the third, similar to how it's been in that regular season match against the Huskers.
LJ up top to Judel Fuentes. Sandagon in the middle of everybody. Banal, back to Judel.
Oh, wow.
That was off to the left.
Once the three slowed down, it became momentum Patriots.
Quezon made 6 3-pointers in the first half, 0 so far in the second half, and John Uduba continues to be on a roll.
It's not just the follow-through, it's the arc on that shot that's high enough, you know, to give it a good chance to fall in.
We now have a deadlock, 50-all, Fuentes. Step back, up top, onto LJ. 6 on the shot clock, Gonzalez. Got Banal for 3. Yes, sir!
And believe it or not, that's the first 3-pointer after the half for the Huskers.
Once again, it's Gabanal delivering the goods. He's now in double figures. It's practically a duel between him and John Uduba.
Right.
Here's Pido. 4 on the shot clock. Pido faking the spin, tough shot. Now it's partially blocked as well. And here's Judel Fuentes. LJ, screened by Opiso. Can they locate Gabanal? The answer is no. Opiso will score.
Hindi na Piso yun, tingin ko. You know, Opiso's been pretty solid on those catch and shoot situations.
And so, it is back to a 5-point advantage for the Quezon Huskers. Jason Opiso never hesitating with that jumper, as you pointed out. This guy, even though he's playing with stars now for the Huskers, he was a star on his own when he was with Marikina, transitioning on to Quezon. This timeout is brought to you by MPBL, or the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. Talk about consistency for Gabanal. His numbers versus Negros were almost the same as his numbers in the regular season. The good thing is, now in Game 1 versus Parañaque, he has definitely stepped up.
And I'm sure one thing that they learn is that he never sag off against Gabanal in the three, especially in this game when he's caught a really good groove in that area. And namang importante dyan, you don't want to start another 3-point barrage from the Quezon Huskers because you know dun kayo nalamangan ng malaki.
Personally, if I could get one more MVP-like game from Gabanal, I would gladly take it. His numbers back then, 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Bacoor City Strikers. Olegario misfires. Rebound Minerva. And here's LJ Gonzalez. Forward to Fuentes, catch and shoot! Another 3-pointer for the Huskers.
Well, you've seen a 3-pointer from Gabanal, you've seen a long 2 from Opiso, you've seen another 3 from Jodel Fuentes. That's going to go back to long closeouts for the Parañaque Patriots.
Fuentes is back in scoring double figures for the Huskers with 10 points off of 2 threes. Fuentes feeling it! Back-to-back threes for Jodel Fuentes.
Told you that slump was not going to last that long.
Parañaque still could not answer back. Here's LJ pushing. Forward, Opiso staying patient. Fuentes. No. Good closeout by Jello.
Good closeout.
The lead is 11, by the way. Panal, mismatch, backing down. Gab beats Opiso. Too strong.
Boy, that looked good for Opiso. But Patriots got to settle down here.
It's Olegario not settling down. He's unable to score. And Coach Mike wants a foul. They need to reset.
Number 1, General Olegario is second. First team foul.
Let's see the recent 3-pointer. The first one in that by Jodel Fuentes from the corner. And then he just stepped in for yet another one.
Lumingon lang si Philip eh.
That's practically a 4-pointer, by the way, for Jodel Fuentes.
And, you know, like we mentioned earlier, every time he releases that shot, it always feels like it's going to go in.
It's an 11-2 scoring run, just like that for Quezon. Make it 14. No, sir.
That one looked good too.
JP Sarao. To Lian Martel. Inside to Galliano. There's the mismatch and the help. Take out to Lian. Back up, JP Sarao. He attacks. He got blocked. He was fouled.
And the Patriots right now trying to find someone else other than the guy named John Uduba to lead them in the scoring. Jello Razon's been pretty silent. He's got 8 so far in his game.
It's perfect from... No. We're talking about JP Sarao. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. That was the first miss of JP Sarao from the stripe, 2 out of 3. And overall, for Parañaque, Only their second miss. There you see the percentages. 0 out of 2.
Yeah, that's very unlike the Patriots. They've been pretty solid on the line until those last 2 misses.
Banal, Minerva, up top, Judel for 3, short. And there's a loose ball foul. That's on Galliano. Number 4 on Josh.
Well, when that shot goes up for Quezon, it's been the Huskers that's more active chasing for the offensive rebound. And Parañaque's got to locate guys who are within the area of the rebounding spot to try and box them out. As the great Charles Barkley would have said, once that shot goes up, the guy that's most active will most probably secure that ball.
Sandagon. Getting the bounce.
Everything seems to be falling para dito sa Huskers.
The lead is 13. Scoring in this quarter, 13-2. Pido.
Low block.
Sarao trying to seal. A lot of activity in the interior.
There's a lot of pushing down there.
Parañaque in trouble. Now there's a double foul between JP Sarao and Jason Apiso.
Yeah, and no way that they're gonna give JP Sarao that straight, what's in the triangle that's called the straight line of the deployment. You have to have somebody fronting the guy on the post. So if you stay on the back, you're at his mercy.
Philip Manalang will return. Parañaque goes smaller. Pido is back at that 3 position matched up against Gab Banal. Razon is trying to argue something.
They say the shot clock. They're pointing to the shot clock. Probably they want more time on the clock.
Only 3 seconds. Razon, cross court. Manalang, miscue. He picks it up. Almost made the shot. Sarao for the putback. There you go.
One of the very few moments that JP again gets to his sweet spot. An offensive rebound and a putback in the lane.
Halfway done in the 4th. No foul there on the shot by Apiso. And here's Jello Razon.
Still got time.
Razon flying. Unable to score. Sarao bothered. No basket.
Right.
Quezon pushes forward.
Right.
Fuentes to Lagrama. Topeng. Staying composed. They go to Gabanal. 8 seconds. Sandagon almost lost it. It is a steal. Ooh, a foul called.
That looked like a clean swipe from behind.
This rebound of the game is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. JP Sarao working very hard in the interior. As we have been breaking down, nothing has been easy for these bigs of Parañaque. They've had 15 offensive boards, but they haven't necessarily translated onto second chance points. Gabanal from downtown!
Now, let's talk about implications here. If Gabanal is going to continue with this kind of shooting from 3 para in the entire playoffs, then this is going to be a huge plus para sa Huskers.
That's already his 4th 3-pointer in this game out of 5 tries. That's 80% efficiency for Gabanal.
And again, that long closeout that we talked about. And guys had to hurry up and try to challenge the shot.
Pass inside, 2 points for Jello Razon.
Probably the easiest layup ever for Jello Razon.
He's up to double figures. 10 points and 7 rebounds for Jello. But his shooting is 3 out of 12.
Right.
Here's Banal. Again on the mismatch. Sandagon, layup.
This is tough.
Manalang for 3. That's short. And Quezon can play with the time. Under 3.5 minutes, up by 14. Lagrama. He crosses. 9 on the shot clock. A foul off the ball. That's on Keith Pido, which would mean free throws already. And they just could not figure out the level of physicalities that the referees are giving in this game.
And the Patriots actually had a really good third quarter where they slowed everything down. But babalik tayo sa pinag-usapan natin kanina. You don't want to go back to that quarter where the shots started falling and the barrage of threes would actually affect how they perform on the floor, speaking of the Patriots.
Could this be the Hail Mary of Coach Mike Saguiguit? Putting in John Umali, one of the best three-point shooters of Parañaque, playing the 4 position.
Yeah. Now it's Paulo also who's got a good range from the outside. But the thing is, you got to play defense, get that defensive rebound, push the other way, and find a way to score.
Gabanal finding another way to score. It's from the line. There you see Attorney Don Capuna just very happy with a big smile from the sideline. Scoring in this quarter, 20-6. There's the 3 from Umali. Too strong. Rebound Castro. Umali back at it. They go back to Paulo. Castro lost the ball, and here's LJ Gonzalez. One guy to beat. Gonzalez will miss. Rebound Uduba. Jello Razon attacking, and he's fouled.
Talagang hindi nila hinahayaan si Jello Razon magkaroon ng opportunity to create. The moment that he's got that ball, they want him to put the ball on the floor so that it's easier to defend. Because they'll have help guys coming in on the side that Jello's trying to attack.
Jason Opiso will return.
This is a 20-6 quarter in favor for Quezon.
And that's why this is now the biggest lead in the game for the Huskers. Quezon to try to trim it down. He's perfect from the line, 5 out of 5. Parañaque is coming off of their most emotional win in the MPBL. That might even eclipse the past couple of seasons because of just how hard it was for them to reach Zamboanga.
And those 4 3-pointers in this quarter, remember they were 6 out of 13 at the half, never scored any threes in the third quarter, but those 4 3-pointers of Quezon have really shifted the momentum to their side.
70-56, Gabanal leaning in, no good. Banal with the board, no putback. And here's Philip Manalang.
Shooters run wide.
Umali attacking the defense of Opiso. Tough fade, he makes it.
That's his shot. Now you got to get into a groove here. 2 minutes remaining.
Gonzalez feeds. Opiso with the same shot. That's a miss. Parañaque to push. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. Jello Razon misfiring. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
That would have been big if that shot went in for Jello Razon.
We're back with LJ. Limited minutes, only 14 for Mr. Gonzalez. It's Opiso missing from 3.
Oh, even LJ's getting the offensive rebounds.
Well, we should be no stranger to that because LJ Gonzalez all season long has been consistent in a lot of categories. He's number 5 among the Huskers in rebounding, averaging 5 boards. And that's complementing his 10 points. That's number 2 for Quezon. 4 dimes, number 2 as well behind Gabanal. Number 1 in steals at 1.3.
Right.
Coach Mike Saguiguit looking for a big-time comeback. Down by 12 with 91 seconds to go.
And this is the first time in the playoffs that Coach Mike's team is actually trailing the series. And so it'd be a good comeback. They won Game 1. Lost Game 2 against Zamboanga. And they won Game 3.
And that's if they lose tonight.
Yeah, that's if they lose tonight.
There you see our VIPs who obviously have been impressed by Parañaque among all of us this season. Even Coach Mike would admit to us that they have already surpassed expectations. When Marky actually left the team, a lot of people thought they might not make it to the playoffs, and here they are in the second round against a #1 seeded team.
And a lot of it is because of Big Boy really being a good addition in that window.
We have a timeout for Coach Mike Sagigit. Down by a dozen. 1 minute and 31 to go. There you see Will Gozum with Domar Matiliano, Jesse Saitanan, and Lander Cannon. The reserves of the Quezon Huskers, a testament to their depth. Speaking of depth, here are the other deep teams of the MPBL. Pampanga Nueva Ecija will square off for game number 2 this coming Wednesday inside the Bren Zigiao Convention Center. That is after San Juan versus Caloocan. Coach Mike actually gave his hot take that he is expecting?
No, I'm hoping.
You're
that
hoping.
it stretches to a game 3.
Okay.
Because that series is pretty close in game number 1.
Well, in terms of hoping, then I hope every series will go to a game 3.
Almost everybody wants that.
Interesting. Yeah. Let's go the distance in the MPBL playoffs.
Even the Nueva Ecija Pampanga game, that was a close one in the eliminations as well in the regular season.
Yes. Manalang. Sideline inbound. It's John Umali. Step back. 3-pointer. Yes, sir. What an insertion.
2 out of 2 from the field, no?
Yeah, after all, he was one of the 2 leading scorers of Olivares College alongside Josh Galliano.
Right.
The lead is 9. Gonzalez is fouled. That means free throws already for LJ. And Parañaque still cannot believe it.
The hope now is for, if you're the Patriots, is for the Quezon Huskers to miss the free throws so that they get a chance to run the other way. They're down 9.
Oh, this could be a tech or a warning on Philip Manalang. Coach Mike Sagigit having a word with referee Jay Francisco.
2 free throws. LJ Gonzalez.
Gonzalez at the stripe. The first one is no good. He won't be able to see it from this angle, but that left thigh is swollen up.
Oh yeah,
and it has been swollen since their quarterfinal series versus Negros.
Yeah.
Napa-MRI pa itong si LJ Gonzalez. He had to have some draining on his thigh. The good thing is he's able to play. And now they're up by 10 with 1 minute and 24 to go. Del Fuentes and the rest of the Quezon Huskers are up by 10, 71-61 in game number 1 of their South Division semifinal series versus Parañaque. Game 2 will happen this Monday in Batangas. Manalang bounces on to Martel. Parañaque looking for a big-time answer. It's a steal and the foul on Leon. That's free throws for Simon Sandagon.
Well, they tried to clear out that side of the floor for Leon Martel to maybe be the hub to point out where the attack would be. Pero bilis ng kamay rin Simon Sandagon eh.
It's very unfortunate for Parañaque because that was off of their timeout.
Yes.
When Sandagon converts from the stripe, Simon, coming off the bench in this game, has 13 points. And he's perfect from the line, 5 out of 5.
At saka to your point, kanina, yung timeout nila produced that three-pointer by 𝗦𝗢𝗨𝗧𝗛. And so the hope that it would turn out the same way.
Olegario back in action. Again, matched up against La Grama. Can Parañaque respond quickly? Philip working with Umali. Watch out for John. It's Olegario who will shoot. That's no good. The ball goes out of bounds.
Dito mo makikita yung value ng talagang designated the three-point shooter sa team mo. Situations like these, when you need points in a hurry.
Parañaque trying to pressure up. Quezon just maximizing the time given to them. It's Fuentes versus Umali. Everybody else wanted La Grama to dance with Olegario. Fuentes losing the ball, 2 seconds. Cabanal for the dagger. Short.
Could have been another good one.
Here's Philip inside Martel. Oh my goodness.
It's been that kind of night in the fourth quarter at least.
Here we go. Simon Sandagon with a throwdown. The night will not be complete in Quezon Province without a Simon Slam Dagon.
Yeah. And your favorite name to mention, Simon Slam Dagon. That's a really good one right there.
This dunk of the game is brought to you by the MPBL party list ng Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. A one-handed flush by the all-star starter of the Quezon Huskers.
Well, the Huskers fans got what they wanted.
Oh,
what's that?
Some exchanges between...
Oh, guys, you have to remember, there's still a second game.
Was it Razon and Sandagon?
I didn't see it.
They were the most animated. Jello still at it. The referees and bouncers just handling the situation. Sorry, not referee. Rudy Distrito is now in the mix, calming everybody down.
I don't know if I'm sure about this. Oh, there you go.
So physicality between Sandagon and Martel, and then it was Manalang with Sandagon. Konting tapikan lang.
I'm not so sure if they took offense to that jam by Sandagon, considering that there's very little time left on the clock. That could be one, because Jello earlier was pointing to the clock, and while he was talking to Simon.
So there's that unwritten rule in basketball.
Yeah.
Once again, if you will still shoot it up by a significant figure.
They're asking Saitanan to go in.
Enforcer talaga eh, no?
Coach Richie thinks almost telling Saitanan, go dressed up. Get dressed.
So it was Philip Manalang getting into it with Simon Sandagon. Hindi natin nakita kung ano yung nangyari down low.
Yeah,
Ano ba yung tapikan na yun? Was there actually a fist? And then, the reason why, I'd like to assume, the reason why Jello Razon was very animated, bukod dun sa hypothesis mo, is because he's best friends with Philip Manalang.
Yeah, okay.
That's his buddy right there.
Right. Because Philip gave him a little tap.
But the question is, what kind of tap?
Yeah.
Okay, it started with Martel and Sandagon. And then Philip came in. Ito na. Antayin natin yan.
Oh. Now the worry here is boy, and the personalities involved. You know, you don't want this.
Now, if you're Parañaque or even Quezon, you don't want any suspension to happen.
Correct.
For game number 2.
Yep.
Some players would even let it go. That type of nod from Manalang to Sandagon. Pero kasi hindi mo rin alam kung gaano katigas ba yung fist ni Manalang o yung kamay niya.
Right.
And we saw a replay. It was also a slow-mo.
Correct.
So it is hard for us to determine the magnitude.
Tsaka yung lakas no? Kung gaano kalakas yun. Ano ba, close fist ba? Or couldn't tell from the view that we saw earlier.
We only have 24 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
And this is practically a done deal. A 14-point advantage for the Huskers. Our referees are done reviewing. Apparently not. They're still conversing. And now they tell us what will happen. Now we get why one of our referees had to talk to us. It's kind of complicated.
Technical foul on Parañaque number 18, Philip Manalang. Technical foul on Quezon Huskers number 5, Simon Sandagon. Both for unsportsmanlike behavior. It's a double technical foul between number 9, Jello Razon, and Simon Sandagon for taunting. Simon Sandagon has just committed 2 technical fouls. Simon Sandagon is out of the playing court.
Now here's where we come in. Normally, you would be suspended after being thrown out when one of the calls against you was an unsportsmanlike foul. But since it is 2 technical fouls for Simon Sandagon, then there still is that expectation that he will be available for game number 2.
Yeah. And at least, if that's the case, you know, you're still going to have Simon available for game number 2 for the Huskers. Yun naman talaga ang iniiwasan mo dyan no?
Yes,
you wanna
this is done.
Yeah, you want to have everybody available come the next game because the series not over.
This replay is being shown in front of the crowd here at Quezon Province, thus the reaction. We did see the animation from Jello Razon among others. Now, since it's 4 techs, then they should cancel out, right?
Right.
No free throws.
Right. At saka, I guess, sama na rin siguro frustration dyan no? On that moment. But thankfully for the Huskers, it's you know, the technicals are still going to allow Simon to be available next game.
So Dagon exits. We have a timeout for the Huskers with 24 seconds to go. We'll be taking a short break so that everybody could reorganize as we finish out this game.
throws, Lian Martel.
Okay, we have 2 free throws for Lian Martel. So I presume that this was because of a personal foul. Nakalimutan na nga natin yun eh.
Yung personal foul.
What the initial call was. So practically, it was 3 fouls on Simon Sandagon.
Right.
Martel converts. It is a 13-point advantage. Again, we should be done. Coach Mike telling his players to go down. It seems like they will let this game end. And great sportsmanship by Coach Mike Sagigit.
Right.
Just going over to the coaches of the Huskers. Coach Eric Gonzalez will get yet another win on his playoff resume. It wasn't easy. It took a big-time 4th quarter with them scoring 25 points and limiting Parañaque to only 14 to secure this game.
And it took those 4 3-pointers in the 4th quarter to again start that run and secure this win para dito sa Huskers. The Patriots actually did a good job in the 3rd quarter, but similar to how it ended in the regular season game, they weren't able to sustain it in the 4th.
Our best player of the game is brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro with the many stars of the Quezon Huskers tonight. This guy was able to shine the brightest. The former MVP himself, Gabanal.
Yeah, shooting very efficiently from 3. I guess that was the backbreaker para dito sa Patriots. And him going, what, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6 in that run. And really helped start a run para dito sa Huskers, to which really ignited Jidel Fuentes.
Gabanal's MVP numbers, 18, 10, and 6 back then. His numbers tonight, 16, 9, and 4. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
His final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the efficient online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending. GameX, it is 75-62. And again, if you're a Quezon fan, do not be too worried because we are not expecting Simon Sandagon to be suspended in game number 2. If you want to be sure, then wait for further announcements.
And more good news, I guess, para dito sa Huskers is that finally, Jidel Fuentes is out of his slump. And so, you hope that carries over to game number 2. Samantala sa side naman ng Patriots, the hope is for them to be able to regroup and, recalibrate themselves as they head into game 2.
As the Huskers celebrate with their fans, we now turn you over to Andrea and Bisho.
Thank you, Migs. First of all, congratulations. And Gab, in this game, tumama nga ang inyong mga tres. There was even a time wherein humahabol na ang Parañaque, but you released and made that momentum-breaking 3. What do you think was the reason kung bakit napaka-komportable nyo ngayon in that 3-point line?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa ating Panginoon. No? Binigay niya sa amin yung panalo na to at yung lakas. All the glory to God. Kasi 2 weeks kami walang laro. So talaga nag-ensayo kami, nag-shooting kami. This morning, nag-shoot around kami dito sa home court namin. So I guess, yun yung one of the advantages of having home court. So nakapag-shooting kami dito, gamay na gamay namin yung Coliseum na to. So siguro yun yung dahilan kung bakit na-shoot yung tres namin.
And Gab, we just want to know, dahil dumikit yung laban in that 3rd quarter, ano yung mga naging necessary adjustments that led to this win?
Siguro, naging composed lang kami. May stretch na hindi kami mga shoot. Nilabas nila yung 2-3 zone nila. Medyo nag-struggle kami. But we're gonna go back to the drawing board and make some adjustments. But yun lang, stay composed kami. The coaches did a good job of telling us to calm down. So, nilaro lang namin yung laro namin. So, yun.
Alright, meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Yes, pinapasalamatan ko si Governor Helen Tan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Kim Tan, and Mayor Ralph Lim. Salamat po.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that was our best player of the game brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you, Migs and Coach Mike.
There you have it. Congratulations to Gabanal. Near MVP-like for him as compared to his season 2 days. But he is the most valuable player, at least for game number 1. And there you see the final score. Quezon will head on to the Batangas City Coliseum this coming Monday with the advantage against the Parañaque Patriots. There you see the recap for today. South Cotabato with an upset versus Batangas City, although some people might not call it an upset because of the return of one Christian Pajarito being the best player of game number 1.
Yeah, and that was pretty big. I mean, for Pajarito to be performing that way, it helps a lot, especially in game 2. Any player for that matter. In this case, Judel Fuentes getting his groove in the 4th quarter and Gabanal connecting, that should help the side of the Huskers. In the same way na ganun din si Pajarito para sa Warriors.
Is there a certain positive that you would want to take away for Parañaque?
Well, the thing is, yung slow down ng game, it worked in the 3rd quarter. They were able to knock down shots from the outside, especially with Uduba starting in there. But again, you got to close out quarters, and that's the important thing.
You had to mention Judel Fuentes. He was scoreless in the previous game. He's back into scoring double figures, reaching his average of 13 points. He now joins Andrea with Coach Eric Gonzalez.
That is right, Migs and Coach. Unahin na kitang tanungin. Coach, narinig kita in that one huddle. Sinabi mo sa mga players mo, wag babyhin ang physicality. Hindi kayo mga babysitters. Coach, why is there a need to toughen up your players at this point?
Yung Parañaque kasi, very relentless team. So, we are observing them. Talagang hindi sila mapupunta sa level na to. May character yung team na yun. So, nire-remind ko lang naman yung team natin na mag-focus tayo sa game at tanggapin kung ano yung meron dito at laruin ng tama yung basketball.
And I know you, Coach, hindi ka madaling i-please, hindi ka madaling i-convince, but I gotta ask, was this a convincing win for you?
Para sa akin, kahit 1 point, super magpapasalamat ako sa Lord. Yun lang hiling ko sa Kanya. Lord, kahit 1 point po. So, convincing sa tulong ng Lord.
Alright, thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations. Punta naman tayo kay Judel. And Judel, one noticeable improvement ng inyong team in this game is your ball movement. Why and how did you guys work on that?
Of course, nung simula ng ensayo namin is more on passing kami. Kasi yun yung strength namin kasi madami kami shooters and lalo na yung mga bigs namin na may tira din. Kaya yung ensayo namin nung mga few weeks, sabi ni Coach na pag open kayo, tira kayo, walang magagalit sa inyo.
And since pinag-usapan na rin natin yung improvements, meron ka bang mga gustong makitang improvements going to Game 2?
Siguro yung energy ko pa, lalo ko pang taasan yung intensity ko and sa loob na magiging leader ako eh. Kasi babalik-balik na rin ako dito sa playoffs eh. Kaya kailangan kong may boses sa loob ng court.
Alright, at aabangan namin yan. Once again, congratulations to your team. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Andrea. Congratulations to Coach Eric and Judel Fuentes. Coach Mike, here's our updated playoff bracket.
So, Quezon finally gets one in this best of 3. Samantalang earlier, it's the lower seeded team in the South Cotabato Warriors that were able to snatch one. And so, you're going to look forward to that game in game number 2 with Batangas. Samantalang, itong Parañaque really trying to bounce back and equalize the series to force a game 3.
On Wednesday, the action will continue inside the Brenzigiao Convention Center, the home of the defending champions of the MPBL, the Giant Lanterns, who, by the way, haven't lost a playoff game since the arrival of MPBL 𝗦𝗢𝗏. They will take on Nueva Ecija. Before that, it is San Juan, who will try to advance to the North Finals. They will take on Caloocan Batang Canculu. Only one upset so far after 4 game ones, and it is courtesy of South Cotabato. Congratulations to Simon Sandagon and the rest of the Quezon Huskers for taking game number 1. For Andrea Indicio and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Migs Gomez. At ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.